TS. I know a lot of us. Hey, okay, so now YouTube's on. Hey, everybody. Heather, hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. You know my signature phrase, everybody does. Alright, so anyway, we're going to talk a little bit today about TS and some of the ups and downs we've had with TS over our life. Because everyone knows we've had our ups and downs, we've had our battles, we've had just any and everything possibly thrown at us and dealt with in one way or the other. Now, each one of our TS stories is a little different. And not all of us have faced the same struggles. Hey, Shelby! But anyway, not all of us have had the same struggles and battles that everyone else has had. And, you know, sometimes that's, you know, it's all right. Okay, Shelby, hey girl, I need to talk to you soon. Yes, we do need to talk. Message me after the live stream. And anyway, I'm going to be in Nashville next week. So I think that's, well, no, actually that might be a little further than where you are. But anyway, so yeah, hit me up after the session and we will definitely talk. So, I forgot to have my good glasses right here. So, anyway, so yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about our ups and downs. Well, my ups and downs, I'll just say this personally. I've had, I feel like, more ups than downs. I mean, yeah, there's been things that I've had to deal with. Like when I found out that I had a heart condition. There was a little time, you know, you hear that you have something like that and it really scares you. So when I first got diagnosed, I was almost outside of my mind for a couple of days. I was calling my mom, I was calling my family, I was talking to my friends, my roommates. Like, I didn't know how it was going to go. And not only that, we're talking about the same time that I found out that I had this heart condition. I found out so many other things were going on with my body, like osteopenia, my Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I found out that my eyesight wasn't as good as it used to be, things like that. Like, it was all happening at once, I felt like. And so that was the main thing that really concerned me, was everything was just happening at once, and I just didn't know how to deal with it. Heather, I've always known that I can't have kids. I accept that. Telling my husband is when it hit me hard, but he took the news like a champ. Yeah, like for me, hearing that I couldn't have kids, like that was one of the kickers for me. I definitely got really upset about that. My older sister kind of brought me back from the brink, so to speak, because she was the one that said, you know, Bethany, think of all the kids out there who don't have anyone to call mommy. You're going to be a great mom to one of them. And so, you know, that's something I try to think about, keep in the back of my mind. You know, now that I'm divorced, like, I don't know if I'm going to adopt. Like, I would love to adopt. But especially with my job now and the lifestyle that I have now, you know, I don't want to bring a child. Like, I just don't feel like right now it's a good idea for me to bring a child into that, if you can understand what I'm saying. So anyway, if anybody wants to come on live, just say something in the comments and we can just bring you live and we can all talk about it. But yeah, I would definitely say not being able to have kids. When I told my ex-husband, he was totally cool with it. Amy, hey! He was totally cool with it. He was okay. I would also say he took it like a champ. He wasn't downtrodden it or anything like that. But we all know how my marriage went. And you know, that was another thing. Because mentally, I think having TS, I'm not going to say it brings a lot of psychological issues. I know that there's been some debates about that with TS, about psychological issues. I want to say that it doesn't, because I don't believe it does, but I do believe what it does bring is the anxiety. It brings depression. Like, those I will agree with. But saying psychological, like, I feel like that's too strong of a word. April, my husband has been really supportive about this. Oh, hey, April. April and I actually had lunch this week. It was really cool. April, we need to do it again. But, you know, I think when you talk about psychological issues in TS, it really depends on the person and their personality, because everyone's different. No two people are the same. And like a little fun fact about me. Something that I told my roomie today. April, you're awesome too, girl. Aw, thanks. Something I told my roommate today. You know, I put a strong front up for everybody because that's just who I am. That's how I've always been. I try not to let anything get me down. You just work with it and go. But I've actually started counseling for myself again. And, you know, I think it's good because I feel like a lot of the things that we go through in life, you know, you really need that. And I've said it before many times. You need that third person objective, you know, non-judgmental, because Lord knows we can be our own worst critics, A. B, sometimes your family should be there and be supportive, but sometimes not everybody has that great family connection, if you know what I mean. Ashley, hey girl, hey. Hi, hey girl, hey. And you know, I've been lucky in the fact that I've had a good relationship with my family. Yeah, me and my parents, we went through that rocky part. And when I first started counseling back in Japan, right before I left, you know, I had a conversation with my mom and it went great. Had a conversation with my dad. That's still to be determined. You know, and so I feel like it's a mix, if you know what I mean. I feel like it's a mix. Some people I know have great relationships with their families. And if you have a very supportive family, that's great. But sometimes I feel like, and I was reading a post earlier today, I don't want to say any names of the person, but this person was talking about their daughter who has TS and, you know, kind of felt like not open to talking to other people really about it. And, you know, and that's something that a lot of us, I've met many women who are like that. And sometimes it's really hard to open up for us. I feel like my big issue is trust, like trusting people. So that's really what I've been going to counseling for. And also I feel like TS, some of the medical issues that come along with TS, you know, us having to deal with that, everyone having to deal with health problems in general, I feel can take a mental strain on you. So, but as I said, I feel like I've had more ups than downs over the years. And, you know, I definitely encourage people to talk about your downs because I feel like that's what's going to bring you to your ups. Because once you get to the bottom, you can't go nowhere but up. And so that's why I encourage people to talk about it. That's why I'm talking about it. And some of the ups I've had with TS is, I think the number one is this community. I feel like the bond that we have, this TS sisterhood and community family, is just simply amazing. I could not ask for a better support group than these women. And you guys are some of the strongest people I know. And so it's, and not that, like, I brought, everyone knows Angie, I brought her on last week. Like, having her in my life really helped me validate myself. Not just the fact that I had, but it helped me validate myself as a person and as a woman. And I feel like that's also important because I feel like with TS, especially with the fact that we can't have kids, and sometimes, you know, if you're having to take HRTs, things like that, I feel like it can make you at times not feel not like a woman, but sometimes it can make you feel less than because, and the reason I say that, when I was married, yeah, I would look around and I would see, you know, my friends, my sister, my sister-in-law, like, you know, having kids and, oh, hey, we're pregnant, you know. And so, and I felt like I wasn't giving something to my husband. Ashley, it took me a while to be comfortable about talking about it, but it's part of who I am and always will be and wouldn't change it for the world. Exactly. I wouldn't change this for the world. I feel like it's given me, even though, I'm trying to think of how to say this, even though, you know, I have this, I feel like it's given me a strength I didn't know I had because basically none of us have had a choice but to be strong. Michelle. Hey, Michelle Schultz! Anyway, but yeah, like I said earlier, if anybody wants to come on, talk about their ups and downs with TS, maybe how they've overcome it, let me know. I'll bring you live on Facebook. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't give me that option anymore, or doesn't give me that option, should I say. Michelle, hey. So anyway, but yeah, so if anyone wants to get on and talk about it, let me know in the comments. Just say, bring me on, and we will do it. But yeah, the sisterhood, being more strong than I thought I could ever be. And also, I feel like because of this, you know, it's also, and I know not everybody is a Christian, and I'm just saying this personally. You know, I feel like this has given me a stronger connection, like a stronger relationship with God, because I feel like, you know, He's the reason why I'm still here and why, you know, I am who I am. And I believe that in the Bible, you know, God says in Jeremiah, before, you know, I knew you. I have a plan for you to prosper. And so, you know, I feel like it's also given me a stronger relationship with, or made my relationship with God stronger, if that makes sense. But other than that, you know, I don't really think that there's always, to me, there's been more ups than there have been downs. Yeah, I know that, I know a lot of people know about my story with depression, but I feel like my depression was really more situational than it was related to TS. But I do feel like at some points in my depression, some of it attributed to my TS, because I felt like with what was going on with me, that my family didn't understand me. There was a lot of people that didn't understand me like my older sister did. And so after she passed away, you know, it was really just me trying to figure out like what I was going to do in life now. Like it was one of those weird teenage moments for me there. But sorry, my roommate's having to deal with some stuff. Be praying for her. But anyway, so but other than that, like I said, I don't think I've really had any downs, really, when it comes to TS. More ups and downs. And, you know, I really think that this community, we're really good about getting behind each other, especially when it's down to the wire. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times, like, when I was in Japan that time, like, it was so nice to have everyone, when I had my little breakdown, about not being able to have kids. Even though I'd been married for a while and I knew that I couldn't have kids, it was just that one time in Burger King, I had to go have a burger that day. You know, seeing that woman and her mom looking over ultrasound pictures and everything, that just broke me, because it was just like, really, I'm never going to have those kind of moments with my mom. You know, because my sister and my mom would talk about, oh, well, when I was pregnant with Bethany, oh, well, when I was pregnant with Levi, you know, things like that. Even though I try not to say my nieces and nephews' names. But anyway, so, you know, it just made me, April, I deal with depression a lot. Sometimes I feel like mentally I am a lot younger than my real age. But my TS sisters have always been there for me. You know, I feel like it, and you know what, I've noticed a lot of that. Like, not people, because of our appearance, we get clapped for being a lot younger than we actually are, A. B, mentally, you know, I think that there's a difference. Faith, hey, babe. Hey, how's it going? Lindsay, hi. Hey, Lindsay. Anyway, so like I said, if anybody wants to get on Facebook, just say, bring me on live and we'll talk about it. Sorry, my roommate's having to deal with some stuff. She might have to be going out of the country tomorrow. She doesn't know yet. But yeah, so mentally, I feel like what it is when people say that, like, mentally we're younger. I think mentally we can feel a lot younger, but at the same time, I feel like it's almost like a youthful exuberance that we give off. I feel like we have like an energy, like, you know, kids when we talk about like little kids, they have so much hope, and like they don't know what the world, you know, really can look like in the bad times, let's say. And so they always hope for the best. And, you know, I think that I don't think that we think like kids, or, you know, but I think what it is when people say something like that, I think what it is even though we've been through so much, I feel like a lot of the girls that I have met who have TS have a very good outlook on life, if that makes sense. And I think some people can take that as childish, but honestly, I feel like it's having hope, because if you don't have hope, what do you have? Like, I hope that, you know, when I pass away, like, it's gonna happen one day. You know, I hope that I've left this world a better place for my nieces, my nephews, my TS sisters, my family, like, for everybody that ever knew me. You know, and I know that sounds morbid, but the thing is like, I tell people all the time, like some people who've known about my disorder and everything, we were actually having, me and a couple flight attendants were talking about it, and I told them that I had TS, because they were asking me, like, you know, why I was so short and everything, and I told them I had TS, and told them everything that I had related to TS, and they said, Bethany, how do you stay so like, I don't understand how you can stay so positive. And I'm like, honey, look, I'd rather die in a plane crash at 33 than be in my bed at 73. And, you know, it's one of those things, like, everybody's going to die. Like, we all die. And, you know, but to me, it's more of, you know, what have I done to leave a legacy, to leave, you know, to leave this world a better place the best I could. Yeah, I can't change the world, but what I can do is leave a small piece of me, or like a small piece of my legacy, or like, I like to call it my message, whatever you want to call it. You know, I hope I can pass that on to my sisters and to future TS sisters. You know, that's what I hope for. And that's the best I could hope for, really. And if you don't have hope, like I said, what do you have? Cassidy. Hey, Cassidy! I just saw she was on. But anyway, so yeah. Anybody else want to come on, tell you about your ups and downs, about having TS over the years, things you've faced, how you've dealt with it, things like that? If you want to come on live, just say, bring me on, and I will bring you on. So... But sorry I didn't do Let's Talk, or a ladies' night this past week. Bethany had to do some flying. So I try to do those as much as I can. If I can't, I do apologize. Please forgive me. So we're going to get better at that. So anyway, all right, girls. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now. This has been one exciting TS Awareness Month, and I'd also like to say that hopefully tomorrow I'll have this finished, the history and discovery of Turner Syndrome, and it's going to be another YouTube video, another YouTube vlog, and then of course I'll share it here on the Facebook page, so you guys can share it on your Facebook pages, and I'm really excited about it, because I feel like it's not going to be a long video. It's not like a mini documentary or anything. April, have a good night, girl. Keep on keeping it positive. Exactly, I will. Not a problem there. But anyway, so I'm going to finish it hopefully tomorrow. It's been a work in progress, because your girl's been flying a lot and working a lot. Amy, when is the video going to be finished? Any estimate? The history and are you talking about the documentary or the history and discovery? That's going to be finished tomorrow. If you're talking about the history and discovery. So, but anyway, so be looking for that tomorrow. And I hope everyone's had a great TS Awareness Month. Let's finish it out strong. I'm hoping Molly, hi, hey. Oh, the documentary. I wish we had an estimate at the moment. I don't want to give estimates. What I can say is that we're still working on it. We're working on editing and getting that part finished. But hopefully we'll have that finished very, very soon. And I thank everyone for being so patient with that because it has been a process. Lindsay Gale, good night, early hours of morning care. Aw. So anyway, thank you for staying up. But anyway, alright girls, get your wrist up on Wednesday, feet up on Friday, and if you haven't liked the Walk for Ferial page on Facebook, like the Walk for Ferial page. And obviously you've already liked us here if you're watching. So anyway, see you next week, or we'll see you later this week for Ladies' Night. So anyway, bye girls.